Hey, it is SirWillow, and I am back from a week down in Orlando, Florida, visiting Walt Disney World and all the parks, and of course, we had to bring back a lot of stuff, so I'm going to show off my Disney World haul for you here, and everything that we bought, and probably a couple things we shouldn't have bought. So we had a fantastic time at Walt Disney World, and there's going to be all sorts of videos coming showing off some of the stuff that we did, tips and tricks and things we learned and all sorts of stuff like that. But I want to start off with the Disney haul first. This is probably the first trip I went down where I really had some spending money. I've been saving some money and scrounging what I could, and so I had some, and then my daughter also had spending money, and so between the two of us, we might have done a little more shopping than we should have. Bad enough that we actually had to get not just one, but two of the large reusable bags. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But actually, if you do go down to Disney, though, these are really nice quality bags. They're $2 for the large one, or you can buy the smaller ones for less. And they're thick, they're durable. I probably had 30 pounds worth of stuff in the one I was carrying onto the plane. So they're solid bags. I was actually very thoroughly impressed with those. So what's the stuff I got? Well, let me start off with a couple things that a friend of mine had actually picked up at the it's called the Character Warehouse at the Disney Outlets. And there was an anniversary Epcot hat. See if I can get that with the lighting there for you. And that one's for my son. I've got everything sitting over here on a table. Picked up one of these. And if you saw my other videos on cast members collect a lot of stuff, you'll notice I have a nice big pennant collection. Well, there's a very nice Disneyland pennant along with a bumper sticker and a button. And I was like, it's a pennant! You never see pennants anymore! So I had to get a pennant. So that was a lot of fun. Our very first day, we went to Magic Kingdom, and we took the Keys to the Kingdom tour. Well, one of the things they do for the tour is you get your very own name tag with it. So my daughter and I got our name tags. And then when you go to eat at Pecos Bills, you've got name tags sitting on your table for you where you get to sit. But these aren't just name tags for your place where you're sitting. They also include a Keys to the Kingdom tour. And that was very cool. So the only way you can get that pin is if you actually go on the tour itself. And I'm hoping my lighting works out for you. But yes, that's the Keys to the Kingdom tour pin. So that was our very first souvenir. And then, of course, when you're at Magic Kingdom, you've got to stop by and you get your Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom cards. So I got my 2 packs. I haven't opened those up yet. One for me, one for my daughter. And you can also get the map every single time you go. And it will show you all of your different places that you can go on the adventure. So it's a fun little card adventure game that you can do in the parks. So I had to pick those up, of course, and I'll go through those a little bit later and see which ones I got. I do actually have a couple things I'm going to open up at the end of this video. That was about all we got on our first day at Magic Kingdom. Yeah, not a whole lot there. Our second day, we went over to Universal. My daughter had really been looking forward to this, and so one of the things we had to buy, just because it's fun, is you had to get the every flavor beans, because you never know what they're going to taste like. And I'm thinking we may do a video where we kind of do a challenge on what bean we got to grab and try out. And let's see, red bean. What did we get? Cinnamon. That one's pretty good. The other thing that we had to pick up, the very first stop we made at Universal, and I'll show this on my video, was at Ollivander's. And our big hope, because my daughter had never been there, had never done anything, was that she would get chosen. We ended up with about 15, almost 20 people in the room, and we were kind of going, ugh. But sure enough, she did get chosen. The wand had a calling for her, so this is her wand. Make sure I don't lose the map there. And that is the wand that chose her. And so just a very nice little souvenir there. Actually, it was one of the better looking wands, too, for the ones that you can use. There's 2 different kinds of wands. There's some that are a real nice high quality resin. And those are not the interactive ones. The interactive ones, they seem to be a little bit cheaper plastic. But so that was really all we brought from Universal. Yeah, it was actually kind of surprising. Epcot is where we ran into trouble because we found several things at Epcot that we like. My daughter actually made scarves, and I will show in a video her making these scarves. But this just gives you a little bit of an idea of what they look like. Try to give you enough light there to see them. They're real pretty, and so I will actually show those in my Epcot video where you can see the making of them and the finished product. But very pretty scarves. That was $50 for her to make 2 of them. But Japan Pavilion, we ran into trouble. My wife and I do like to burn incense, and so I bought a very nice little box of incense there. This is sandalwood, which is actually one of my favorite smells. I love the smell of sandalwood incense. For my son, we got him a castle to build. This is a little castle model. Really kind of neat. It ends up standing about yay high. So, fun little deal there. For my wife, because my wife, she comes home tired and stressed a lot, so we bought her a little sand zen garden for her to play with. And I don't know, maybe she'll sit there and do her own ASMR video. ASMR. Okay. I'm sorry, that was weird, but hey. And then my daughter bought this. This was her big purchase. This is one of the reasons we had to have those big carry-on bags. Because we took this on the plane, and I was not going to trust the airline. You can see it's a nice big box. And it is a Japanese tea set. And the pot looks like this. Just a very pretty little pot. And it was actually the last one they had in this set. So we were very grateful to get it and get it home safely. Let's see, and then, and of course Epcot and all of this stuff. We were getting all sorts of brochures. Yes, you can see I have a nice big stack of brochures. We're also pass holders, at least for a short time. And so we had to stop over and make sure we get our Figment pass holder magnets. I mean, it's Figment. How can you pass it up? It's Figment. Also in Japan, we picked up this. It's a cool Japan guide from the land. And we thought my wife in particular would really like this. It's basically a comic version of what life is like in Japan. So just a really neat little book. And I am sure we're probably all going to be trading times reading this. Oh, and then I almost forgot. My daughter did pick up one other thing over at Universal. And she's wearing it, so I can't exactly just go grab it. But they have a guy who makes medallions, and you can see all these different medallion designs that he does. And so she had a medallion made, and really like that, and so she's been wearing it around, and I'm not going to go try to take it off her neck, but those are all the different designs. And again, when I get the Universal video published, you'll get to see the medallion up close in that one. Let's see, I've got, we picked up souvenir mugs to drink at the resorts. And then I had to pick up another popcorn bucket for my free refills. I don't know where I'm going to put those. And then after that, let's see, we went over to Animal Kingdom, where I picked up an Animal Kingdom magnet, to a very nice little magnet. And then Studios kind of became my downfall. I was doing good, generally keeping myself in budget, except for the pins, which I'll show you here in a few minutes. And then I went to go get popcorn and a drink, and saw BB-8 drink cups. Star Wars Nerd came out. And then I really struggled because if you read on Disney fan sites, there's a new popcorn bucket that looks like one of the little green aliens from Toy Story. And people have just been going hog wild. And I saw this thing there, and I'm going, ooh, I could get one. It's $25. But I could get one. It's $25. And so I'm in line debating whether I'm going to get this drink cup or not. Just really struggling with it. And then I saw something else. And, well, it ended the debate. No alien. Forget the alien. They actually had, and again, the nerd comes out, an AT-AT popcorn holder. Yes, that is a full AT-AT model. It's not an expensive one, but it fully moves all over the place. The head of it moves. The guns move. And then your popcorn actually goes right in the very top. Right there, you get a little square box of popcorn. It drops right down in it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's an AT-AT. I gotta have that. So yeah, forget the aliens. It was all about Star Wars. Hey, I'm a Star Wars nerd. I saw the original at a drive-in theater in '77. We had gotten a couple other surprises along the ways. I had used Mickey Travels on this trip to help us book everything, so we had a little surprise box from them that had some snacks, and it had a couple little extras like Magic Band tags in it. So that was really, really nice to have as well. We also were given these, and I don't know what they are. They're little miniature figurines, so I thought, oh, hey, let's open these up and find out. Here's your little crinkling ASMR sounds. And let's see. So I got... It looks like a little tiny daisy. There you go. See if we can get that focused for you. And then the other one has... It's only one figure in each bag. And hey, look! It's another one! So look, I now have 2 daisies. Ooh. I do have a couple other bigger things to open up here as well. I also picked up a couple other deals. They had a brand new book, and of course I'm huge into books. And so this will go into the files with all sorts of pictures and other things from all around Walt Disney World. This one looks like it's going to be really neat. So you may see this one pop up onto one of my shelves here, or I may just sit there and flip through it and keep it put away. We'll see. Grabbed a menu from the Liberty Tree Tavern. Yes, I did ask before I just took it. So I do have one of their menus now. Oh, and then there's the drawings that we did at Epcot of Mickey. I will let you guess which one is my daughter's and which one is mine. Just remember, she's an artist. I'm not. So that should make it easy. And so just all those kinds of things really added up. It kind of gave us a pretty good souvenir haul. I did get a couple other things. I had got a nice Epcot magnet, and then found that one from last year as well. So that was cheap. But then, of course, it was the pins. And for me, I'm a huge pin nerd. I love my Disney pins. My AT-AT is just staring at me. It's cool. So I had to get pins. Now, I was actually given one pin that I was so excited about. This was given to me by a friend of mine who works at Walt Disney World, and I guess they went to the Cast Connections, which is the cast store, and they found this. The Fairy Tale Wishes. Now, Disney has a fireworks cruise where you can actually pay so much, go out on one of the ferries and watch the fireworks and cruise around. Well, this is actually from that fireworks cruise back when they did Wishes. And there's the pin that you could only get if you went on this cruise. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. Because I loved Wishes. Wishes was awesome. I still have most of Wishes memorized. It's sad. I mean, I could hear the music and I could chime right in with the Wishes right on cue. Love Wishes. Miss Wishes. I also got a bunch of other pins. I took a bunch to trade with me. So let me show you the ones I traded for first. And then I'll show you all my new pins. And I'm going to pull up pictures here so that way you can see them. So this is everything I traded for and found on the lanyards. And you can see I got a couple new figments there. These are actually brand new cast lanyard series. So these are all legitimate pins. I made sure of that. You can see the real pretty Animal Kingdom one. The Captain Marvel, which comes out here in just a week or two, I believe. Can't wait to see that. And then that big blue circle one, that is actually for the Pin Quest series. And they're a limited edition. You can't find them, and that was on a lanyard. I actually had the cast member talking about it and saw them talking about it. I went, ooh, I gotta have that. So I was really excited about that one. So got a couple new figments for my collection. But then I also picked up a whole bunch of others here. And that would be these. And hopefully this lighting is okay. I've got another picture. You can see the hats that I've got there. There's Woody, Pinocchio, Donald, Robin Hood, or sorry, Peter Pan. Get the right one there. And then Jafar. There's a couple Disneyland chin pins, and then you have the villains' chins, which I'm missing at least one of the villains' pins, but these I picked up while I was there. So these are all, again, cast lanyard series. You can see the White Rabbit one, and then the Rebel Alliance. Yes, I just like that pin. And what was really nice is the cast members will actually let you check the pins first to see if they're legitimate. So I am confident, pretty confident in all of these that they are legitimate pins and not ones that have been copied. Most of these are brand new pins, brand new series, so there hasn't even been a chance to copy them yet either. So that's my trading loot. But then, of course, I had all the ones I bought, and I've got a bunch here. There's a Night of Joy pin, which Night of Joy doesn't even exist anymore, so that was really cool to get. That was another gift. And then everything I spent money on that I shouldn't have, because it was too much. But, hey, you only live once. 2019 pins, so you can see the Epcot and the Stitch pin there. Give you a close-up look of them. And you see, yes, all troublemakers, because there's Chip and Dale there as well. And then this is kind of a neat one. Get it focused there, because it'll actually spin for you. So yes, I have a fidget spinner of a pin. I got a pin for the Disney Conservation Fund, which these tend to be limited editions most of the time. Let's see if we can get it focused there for you. But Simba's mane and his head will actually move. And of course, continued my Figment obsession with another Figment Epcot pin. And these are fairly widespread, so that one's not a limited edition or anything. This definitely describes me, so I had to get it. I only look like a grown-up. I had to get a pin for where we stayed. Stayed at Pop Century. So I now have a Pop Century pin, and I have an Animal Kingdom Lodge pin. So starting to get a series there. At some point, I probably need to get one for Coronado Springs, because I have stayed there. I just don't have a pin for it. A couple that my daughter got. This one is just a really neat pin. Okay, so let me see if I can get this up here where you can see it clearly. You can see Cheshire Cat's grin there. But watch what happens when you pull this thing up. And you can actually see the whole Cheshire Cat. Now, she being an art major, she can explain how all of this thing works and color theory and other stuff. But just a cool pin. So that one's my daughter's. She also got herself a limited edition Alice pop-up book. And that actually fully opens up and you can see the whole book right there. But that's a limited edition one. That's a more expensive pin. That one was $18 before I discount, which is expensive for a pin. And then she also has this Alice as well with her little bottle. See if we can get that focused for you. A little fuzzy. Let's see, a couple more pins that I got here. This one's definitely me. So, genius by birth, grumpy by choice. Yes! We've got a DuckTales. I couldn't find a Park Tales pin, so this is as close as I could get. And then Tailspin, which I guess Tailspin's apparently making a comeback. There were several there. Oh, and then one more pin that was my daughter's, and that would be Darkwing Duck. Well, Darkwing? Why Darkwing? I mean, Darkwing's hard to find anyways, because she is a Darkwing Duck fanatic. I mean, you should have seen her expression when she saw this mug. She just about flipped out, like, it's Darkwing Duck! It was actually neat because, you know, you could see some Darkwing things there, and then they actually had Launchpad McQuack out actually meeting people in Animal Kingdom. So, yes, we went and said hi to him. And then I also picked up 2 of these packets of pins and 2 of the Figment boxes. And I haven't even opened these up yet. So I figured I would do that real quick and kind of use that to close out the video because, hey, it's a lot of stuff. Of course, I got to make sure I can actually open up the pin packet. You know what? I did. Oh, there's my letter opener. Should have had this before I started the video, huh? So let's see if we can get this. A little blue pin packet. All I know with these blue packets is, as it says, it is a hidden Mickey mystery pin. And there's 2 pins, random assortment. I have no clue what kind of pins they are. So I thought, well, let's give it a shot. And these are supposed to be legitimate pins, and this one doesn't want to come out. Okay, so we have a Pluto. There we go. There's a good look at Pluto. And then, oh, this is actually a nice one. It's Mushu. There's Mushu for you. And these are actually fairly inexpensive packets. So, I'm guessing that these are probably cast lanyard pins that they hadn't distributed for some reason. And so they put them in these little packets for people to be able to buy that way. It's just a guess, but that's what those look like. Let's see. And then we have a Mickey ears with Chicken Little. See if I can get that up. There we go. And it was almost in focus. And then a genie with the applause. So those are kind of cool. Oh, right before I open up my Figments, I almost forgot. I also got this pin. This is a pin that you can only get if you have a Disney Visa card, which I do now. And that actually, the Disney Visa card, all of my reward points, helped pay for a lot of this stuff. That was one of the reasons I could afford so much, because I had all these points. So the Figment pins, there are a couple in each of these boxes. So you can see all the different ones that are there. And we'll see what we got. I got little black bags. See, black bag. And I've got, oh, this is actually a little bit bigger pin than I thought it would be. There is a pink Figment. A little harder to see with the light there, but he's definitely a pink background. And okay, so there's the 2 in that. They both have pink backgrounds. And let's get this other box opened. And I may even be goofy and just keep the box. Who knows? I keep a lot of stuff I shouldn't. It's really not hoarding, I promise. I keep trying to tell my son that. And here's the other 2 Figments. So we got a green and a blue background. And so that is my Disney haul. It's a lot of stuff. Not all mine. I did bring home a few other packets and brochures and stuff like that, which I'm not going to pull out. But, yeah, a good number of pins to go into the collection, which means I got to figure out how all those are going to fit in. Some mugs and, you know, a lot of stuff from Japan Pavilion. We had a great trip, a great time, and be looking for other videos coming out here showing off all the different things we did, our daily vlogs, and some things I learned, and all sorts of other stuff. I know I'm going to have one on how to get the most out of FastPass Plus, because I finally got that system down somewhat. It was a great trip. It really was. I would encourage you, if you get the chance, save your money. It takes saving, and go when you get a chance. And you'll have a great time at Walt Disney World. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons for helping make this trip possible, because they really, even some of this, the support came from the patrons, so thank you so much to them. Thank you for everybody watching. If you want to know more about me and the channel and my regular videos where I talk about having worked at the parks and experience other parks and things like that, please check the description. There's all sorts of information below there too, for merchandise and the fan pages and the Discord and the Reddit and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate it. Have an awesome day.